Welcome to day 29 of the 300 movie challenge. Today we watched the highest grossing film of October 1996, which was Sleepers. And I honestly fell asleep for about 5 minutes during the movie. And
Oh my
okay,
god.
there's one thing. No, okay, there are three main problems. There's one thing I really want to talk about.
Okay.
Okay.
Three main problems which we can branch off of soon. One, the dialogue is way too quiet.
Yeah, the dialogue
Yeah.
was so quiet, and then everything else in the movie, like background noise wise and stuff,
Was
was really
pretty
loud.
loud,
So
yeah.
literally, you were
Ridiculous.
trying to balance out your volume just so that you can try to hear the people, but then you didn't want the train. And for whatever reason, they always included subway screeching sounds.
Oh,
For
yeah.
some, yeah, because I guess it's New York, but that's stupid.
Well, because even the thing we were using to watch this was really quiet already.
Yeah,
But then so we're like, okay, we'll just turn all the volume up, no big deal. But then the other stuff gets really loud, and you're like, oh shit. So it's just
yeah.
yeah.
So it was really annoying. Okay. Second thing, it's way too long.
Okay, absolutely.
It's way too long.
This is
It did not have to be 2 hours and
This
what,
is
15.
this is almost
No,
two
two
and a-
hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah,
basically.
Oh,
it's
shit.
almost 2.5 hours, 150 minutes, and you absolutely feel every one of those minutes.
Yeah.
You feel every minute doubled.
Yeah.
The thing is that for the first what was it, fifth of the movie or something, you don't even know what's happening.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, the
just
first-
talking about some random events and stuff, and you're just okay.
The first fifth of the movie is basically the kids fucking around. Right?
Yeah.
And it's not terrible, it's just you're what's the point?
Yeah.
Right?
You're wondering what the whole point is of the whole montage and stuff. And which, it's not to say that that can't be done well, it's just that usually during these montage things, they don't take up a fifth of the movie.
Yeah.
The 2 hour and 30-minute movie at that, too.
Brings me to my third point. Third point, I don't know if this is just me because maybe I'm just weird, but I did not like the fact that there was a narrator, and I looked it up. This was a novel, and it definitely was shot like a novel, and this is coming from someone who wants to write novels. I did not like that at all.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the things that people say about, film adaptations of books, is that
Books.
it's a film now. You have to do it a
Yeah.
bit differently, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
please don't put in a narrator.
Yeah, the narrator, I didn't really like that either.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with all your points. But, besides that, though, in terms of, the acting and, the writing and, that kind of stuff, I think it's overall pretty solid. There's nothing in it in that aspect that I thought, this is bad, right?
The technical stuff is okay.
The
except for
technical
the
stuff
sound.
is, yeah, the sound is weird. The technical stuff is pretty good. And, the thing is, this story is about, really fucked up things happening to people, right? So,
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
depressing story. I mean, I guess the end is kind of good, but, the events that happen are, really, dark and messed up. So,
Yeah.
that's going to automatically turn off a good amount of people.
I think on that note, sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead.
The thing is that it's a really, as you mentioned, it's a very depressing movie, of which it goes back to the point where it's a 2 hour and 30-minute movie. Do you really want to be sitting through a 2 hour and 30-minute movie about something really depressing too?
Yeah.
No, yeah,
The plot and everything is fine and stuff. I mean, as Valen already described everything.
as a
about
story
basically.
by itself, it's pretty interesting. It's
Yeah,
just
the
that
setup's
way it was
actually kinda neat.
executed.
It's
the way it was
just that
executed
they
was
made
really
it
bad.
run. They made it run way too long. I think is the main issue
I
with
think
it.
that's absolutely the main issue.
Yeah,
Because, again, the setup is kind of the kids and, as they grow up, they're not good people, really. but
Yeah.
you know, the things that the people who did stuff to them and that kind of stuff was like way worse, right? And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
the fact that they kind of figure out how to get back at them, and the way that they do get back at them is like legitimately interesting, and you want to see how
Yeah.
it goes. It's just it's and like I think the characters are played pretty well, and like, you know,
Yeah.
it's not like the acting is bad or the writing is bad. It's just I just think it's way too long. And the thing is, I think I know how they could have fixed this. If they made this a TV series.
Yes.
That is true. They did
If
that.
they
so
took
right
out the
with that.
narrator, made this a TV series, and spread it out to, like, you know, let's say like a 13-episode season or something, and then you could, instead of the whole narration stuff, you could then actually have that be like in the story with the character
Yeah.
developments and stuff, because you could actually in a TV series you could take longer, right? Overall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because again, the ideas are there, and the acting's there, and the characters are there.
And I feel like they could have, because what's a TV series, especially a crime drama, without its cliffhangers? There are a lot
Oh,
of
yeah.
cliffhangers in this too.
Yeah.
Yeah, to end
that
an
they could
episode
have
on.
utilized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just like kind of, I don't know, 80% of the way through, I'm like, this would have totally worked as a TV show.
Yeah, certainly.
But as a movie, it's just it's too long, but also at the same time there are some plot and character things that, because it's a movie and they can't go on forever, they kind of have to handwave and say just like, oh, and this happened. And it's like, well, that
Yeah.
could have been interesting, but again, I understand why they wouldn't want to include it, because again, it's already a long movie, but then we'll just make it show. Why make it a movie?
Yeah.
Right.
And I feel like that would have been cheaper too, probably, right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know too much about that, but
I don't know, but
I imagine the novel is probably better just because it's a novel, and of course you can describe as much as you want in a novel.
and you can take a novel at whatever pace you want.
yeah.
Okay,
You
the
can
other
stop whenever you want.
the other thing that I wanted to talk about was the courtroom scenes.
Oh boy.
Because I complained about those in Primal Fear.
That is yes.
But the one, I'm kind of conflicted because there was one part in this movie that I thought was done better, which was the testimony by the guard. That was done really well.
Yeah.
Everything else was way too slow.
Well, that's the
And
entire
it
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
but it was like... I remember complaining about the courtroom scene in Primal Fear, and I was like, oh my god, they made it so slow and boring. But then in this one, I was like, oh my god, I feel like I'm dying right now. So,
I remember
yeah.
several points I was like, okay, let's see what the time is for the oh god, and we still have a half of the movie left.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe we progressed farther. Oh god, we still have like another
Hour
30
left.
minutes.
Yeah.
It was way too damn long.
Yeah, it was way too long. Again, like, and I feel kind of bad because again, it's not like it was.
Yeah, it's like the plot of it was.
I wanted to like it.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't after like an hour, and I was like, okay,
Mm,
is there
It's
really
just-
much more you have to do?
Yeah, I mean, because again, like, I feel bad because like it's so long that I can't really recommend this to anybody. But at the same time, it's not like there aren't things in it that I think are worth seeing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I almost want to like look at the novel and see if it's, done much better.
Yeah.
I guess if anyone is curious, I might not pick it up, but try the novel. It might do better.
It might, yeah, I mean,
yeah. Or
'Cause-
if you've read the novel, let us know how it compares to the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please.
Do both.
well, because the thing is, like, I guess what I'm gathering, it kind of, I mean, if we looked this up on Wikipedia, we'd probably get it clear, but it seems like this was a true story, or at least someone's claiming it was a true story? Is that what they're trying to go
I saw
for?
like a New York Times article thing after we were done with the movie. Apparently there's a bit of controversy as to whether it was a true story or
That's what I'm
not.
saying, so it's someone's claiming it's a true story.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So it's kind of written like a memoir, I guess.
Yeah,
Well,
and so...
the author is standing by the fact that it's a true story. But
Okay.
Well, wait, because it's saying
There's
that
no-
it happened to him, right? Or,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or happened to
Right.
someone that he knows. Yeah, so, like, that aspect of it, I get for a lot of true stories, they can, or, quote-unquote true stories, it's kind of a problem of, like, how close do we stick to the truth and how do we kind of embellish a bit. And oftentimes, what happens in reality does take a long time, right? And so, like,
Yeah.
I get that. But again, kind of what I said in terms of turning a book into a movie, you have to change how you do it because it's
Yeah.
a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't just be like, okay, there's a narrator because he's first-person narrator. You have to put you don't have to put the narrator in. You
No.
can like use cinematography to portray it through his perspective if you really want to.
Right.
Or you
Yeah.
can take the nuances of the characters and just run with it and make it a movie, not like a book that's moving in front of you but not really working.
Right. And then again, like the elements of that are there.
Yeah.
It's just it's not realized in the right way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't. It's not terrible, but it's not even really that bad. It's just hard to sit through because it's so
Yeah,
long.
it's
really,
just a
really
drag.
hard to sit
Yeah.
through, and it's really hard to keep your attention on it.
Uh-huh.
So I guess if anyone's curious, try to pick up the book. It's probably better.
Watch is
Probably
somehow
better.
like way worse. Somehow.
If that's the case, I'm sorry.
Well, the next movie will probably be the complete opposite of this one.
Yes.
So
It'll be happy fun times for
happy
us.
fun times! Yay! No more prison rape.
Yes. Yes, I'm extremely happy with the next movie.
So
I am jumping for joy.
I mean, then again, last time we said like, oh, the next movie will be completely different. We still hated it even more. But
No,
I'm
no.
pretty sure that won't happen this time. So
No.
In this case,
no.
it'll definitely be better.
yeah.
It will definitely, most definitely be better, and it will be shorter too.
Yes. Yes.
Much
That's a good-
shorter. Okay, is that it?
yeah, I
Yes.
guess so.
I guess.
Okay, so until next time, we'll see you.
Bye.
What kind of pie was that?